bit overhyped or overpriced. There's a lot of pain that comes with the marathon. I haven't even run in it at all. What is going on, y'all? Today I'm gonna be walking you guys through what shoes I've been running in recently. It's been about 3 months since my last video of my marathon shoe rotation, so I'm gonna keep you guys updated and in the loop if that's changed. Some of the shoes have changed, some of the shoes have not changed, so let's get right into it. So also, I want to be so honest with you guys, I've been testing a lot of different shoes, which I've personally been really enjoying. I love testing new technology as well as what brands have to offer in their newer models. I haven't put a lot of miles in shoes that I haven't been reviewing, so I only have 2 shoes that I would consider in my rotation, but in order to make this video a little bit more interesting, I threw in some honorable mentions as well. So starting out with the Daily Trainer, probably comes at no surprise. There is a reason why everyone loves this shoe, but it is the ASICS Nova Blast 4 in this all white colorway. Absolutely love this shoe. I gave it a great review when I did test them, and ever since then, I think I've ran in it a couple more times, and going from the shoes that I review back to this shoe, it kind of reminds me how good this shoe is and how versatile it is. So I personally really enjoy running in this shoe. It kind of takes out a lot of other shoes in my rotation, if I'm being 100% honest. It's such a versatile shoe, and I feel like I can pick up the pace a little bit better in this shoe than in others, as well as on my easy days or when my legs are feeling sore, it has enough stack height as well as enough cushion to make me feel like my legs are protected and going at those slower paces. So ASICS Nova Blast 4, it's been a wonderful shoe. I can't recommend this shoe enough. For the only 2 cons that I would say of the shoe that I don't think are a big deal to me are the ventilation of the upper. The upper does tend to get a little bit hot, but since I'm in San Francisco and it's usually pretty chill weather, that's not a big deal for me. And then the traction pattern on the outsole is not the best in wet conditions. It does get a little bit slippery when I'm running through street cleaning or if there's a little bit of leftover water on the roads, but other than that, in California it typically doesn't rain too much, so I haven't had too many problems with that. As for trail use, I haven't really ran in these on the trail. They're not meant for the trail, they're meant for the road. So I would say this is like the perfect road running Daily Trainer, at least in the conditions that I run in, and they suit my preferences pretty perfectly. Pretty firm, stable, well cushioned, and the upper fits really nice. I also went half a size down, so keep that in mind. If you want to know more details about the ASICS Nova Blast 4, there's a ton of reviews out on YouTube, as well as you can check out my own review on my channel, so I'll link that in the description. But yeah, Daily Trainer, ASICS Nova Blast 4. So the runner-up for my Daily Trainer or honorable mention is the Nike Pegasus 41, which may come as a surprise for many runners out there, as the Pegasus has been known to, you know, be a little bit overhyped or overpriced and really not have the same performance as a lot of today's Daily Trainers. I do like this shoe for shorter runs and just casual runs that I'm not trying to do anything too crazy. I'm not trying to pick up the pace a lot, or I'm not trying to go too slow, kind of like in that middle, as well as for runs under 10 to 12 miles. I think this shoe is really comfortable to run in. Something about the fit of the shoe just really fits my wider foot really well too. I went true to size in this shoe, and I think that updated React foam as well as the increased stack height really helped the new Pegasus, and I personally really enjoyed the shoe. I know it's not going to be for everyone. At $140, I do think that it is a little bit on the pricier side, but this is honestly the first year that I believe that the Pegasus is worth that full price. Now, keep in mind, that's my preference, my opinion, and whatnot. I know that these will probably go on sale in the near future. So if you don't want to pay that $140 price point, you can wait a couple more months, and I'm sure Nike will put these on sale eventually. And I think if you can get them for around $100 to $110 or below, this is going to be a fantastic running shoe. Again, the only reason why this is an honorable mention is because I think that the Nova Blast is a little bit more versatile. I can take those on tempo runs, I can take them on longer recovery runs. As for this shoe, I don't think that I can run super fast in them. Like, I can pick up the pace and that's not a problem, but also when it goes to those longer runs, it just doesn't have enough cushion for me, and that's where it kind of lacks in versatility. But other than that, if you're a casual runner or if you just want to get some easy miles in, I think that the new Pegasus 41 has been phenomenal. So that's my pick for my honorable mention Daily Trainer. Now, the second shoe in my rotation, I know I said I only have 2 shoes in the rotation and I already showed you 2, but my second real shoe in my rotation is my race day shoe or my tempo shoe. As you may know, if you've watched my other videos, I kind of talk about how I don't really do a lot of tempo workouts, typically only do like easy runs, and sometimes in those easy runs, I'll pick up the pace or I'll do some strides at the end, I believe is what they call it. And if I were to choose a shoe for a longer fast run, which I typically don't do unless it's a race or a marathon or half marathon or whatnot, I would choose this shoe, and it is the TYR Valkyrie Elite Carbon, I believe. I always mix the name up. Honestly, it's a very, very long name, so I don't always get it correct, but this shoe is pretty surprising for me. Just because TYR is known as a swimwear brand, but I believe they've been getting into weightlifting, running, and other sports as well. So this is one of their first running shoes ever, and my gosh, they did a fantastic job. So typically with race shoes, they're a little bit more narrow and they're not that durable, but with this TYR model that I have right here, it's been pretty durable. I put about 40 miles in them, and I ran my first marathon in them, and the tread looks absolutely brand new. So that's always a plus, as well as it has that wider base and a little bit wider fit that I personally really love, as I do have a wider foot. Typically, like I said, race day shoes have a narrower fit and a very narrow base, but for me, I personally like a wider base, and this race shoe, it's not the widest base of them all, but it does have a wider base than a lot of other race day shoes, and it fits my knees perfectly. It gives me that bounce with that full length carbon plate, as well as a nice durable and sticky rubber on the bottom. I didn't have any problems on race day with the traction, and turning in the shoe was fantastic. The one complaint that I did have that I mentioned in my review, I also did a full review on my channel as well, is that the upper I felt could have been a little bit softer. It's more of a fuse mesh, I would say. It's more of a plasticky mesh, which is not a super big deal. It's just not the most comfortable and most form-fitting upper I've ever tried on. It has a little bit more rigidness and maybe a little bit more support. So when I did run my marathon in them, I did have a little bit of pain in my midfoot, or the top of my midfoot, after the 26 miles. Now, I'm not sure if that's just because it was my first time running a marathon and that's just what comes with it, because there's a lot of pain that comes with the marathon, or if that was the shoes. But other than that, shoe worked perfectly fine for me. I love this rocker. It helped me go a little bit faster than I normally do, and the midsole paired with the carbon plate was very bouncy, and I personally really enjoyed this shoe. Now, with that being said, I have an honorable mention, or 2 honorable mentions, for tempo / race day. The first one is going to be the Puma Deviate Nitro 2, and I did have this shoe in my marathon shoe rotation video a couple months back, and I would say that nothing has changed. If I'm doing a shorter fast run, or if I want to try to run the fastest that I can, this is the shoe that I would pick, just because the forefoot and the plate that's within this shoe just feels so responsive and so aggressive. And in my marathon shoe rotation video, I actually said that this was going to be the shoe that I would run my first marathon in, but I ended up choosing the TYRs over this one because I felt like this one didn't have enough cushion underfoot for a whole 26.2. I think I could run maybe a half marathon in this shoe, but now that I have a couple more super shoes, I have a little bit more options to play with, and I think that this shoe is perfect for those shorter fast runs, which I normally don't really do. So yeah, maybe I'll do I've been wanting to do a mile PR video and see how fast I can run a mile, and this would be my #1 option for that. This shoe just feels fast. Like I said, maybe for marathons, however, it just doesn't have enough cushion underfoot, under the forefoot specifically for me personally, as I am a heavier runner. Also, the Puma Deviate Nitro 3 is coming out, and I plan to get my hands on that pair, and I will do a comparison as well as a full review on that one as well. So that's my honorable mention for tempo / race day. And then last but not least, I've been wanting to try them out for a long time. These are the Saucony Endorphin Pro 3s in this white and gold colorway. So this is gonna be my, I guess, backup race day shoe, or possibly race shoe for the San Francisco Marathon. I love the TYR Elite Carbons, or whatever name you wanna call them, but I found these on runningwarehouse.com for $150, and this shoe, I've only tried them on. I haven't even run in it at all, but just trying them on, this shoe, I could see why everyone really, really loves it, because the cushioning underfoot, the Power Run PB full length with the carbon plate, it just feels bouncy. Like, this feels super, super fast. It has a taller stack height than the Puma Deviate Nitro 2, so I think this could last a full marathon for me. Overall, I don't know, it just fits my foot really well, feels good, and I might have to test these out before the San Francisco Marathon to see if I'm gonna run in them, but for now, I kind of just bought them because I wanted to get them while they were on sale and while they were still available, so I'm kind of keeping these on ice, and maybe in a future marathon, or maybe when my tiers are kind of worn down a little bit more, I'll switch to these. But these are freaking beautiful. Look at this colorway, white and gold. Beautiful, 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 and so comfortable, at least just from trying them on. And that's gonna wrap up my running shoe rotation currently. As I said, I only have 2 of them in rotation, and also since I've been reviewing so many different shoes, those are the 2 shoes that I would actually grab for if I didn't have all of these shoes. So it's gonna be the Asics Nova Blast 4 for my daily trainer slash long run shoe slash tempo shoe. That shoe can do it all. It's not gonna be the best for every single category, but it can do every category very well. And then my race day shoe is the Tier Valkyrie Elite Carbons. Those shoes have been phenomenal for me. And then, as I said, I have a couple honorable mentions, but those are the 2 main shoes. So that's gonna pretty much wrap up the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. In July, as well as in August, we are gonna have a lot of running shoe reviews coming out because there's so many new running shoes coming out. So I'm bracing my wallet. I'm also bracing how many miles I'm gonna have to put in each shoe, as well as I'm getting ready for my San Francisco Marathon in the end of July. So that's gonna wrap up the video. Let me know in the comment section down below, what have you guys been running in, and I will see you guys in the next video.